Just a second, let me get this yeast out of the fridge. I got it, here it is. It says green olives here, but it actually is yeast. First thing first, never store your yeast in the pantry. It is going to get old and it would not rise your dough. I always keep my yeast in the fridge in an airtight container. It's recycled jar usually. Secondly, hi, this is Horma. I am going to make Turkmen traditional bread bulka today. Let's get into it. This is your bulka recipe. Screenshot it or just pause the video and write it down. First of all, I'm going to get 1 tablespoon of instant yeast, dry yeast, and 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1/4 cup of lukewarm water so that it would activate the yeast. So I'm gonna let it sit over here until for about 10 minutes until it rises. It took the yeast about 15 minutes to get this condition. It proved beautifully. Right now I'm gonna prepare the ferment. This is I'm gonna use total of 5 cups of flour. So I am taking 1/2 cup of flour into this mixing bowl, and then another 1/4 cup of lukewarm water, and then all of this yeast, and I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to leave it for 1/2 an hour until this small amount of dough will ferment. It's been 1/2 an hour for the ferment. It doubled in size and then it became jiggly. Not doubled, it tripled in size. I think it just I needed this texture. So for this I am going to add remaining of the flour. And then 1 stick of 113 grams of soft butter, 1 teaspoon of salt. Flour, I use bread flour, so it's bread flour is a high gluten, and it when you make a dough, it forms a very strong gluten structure. If you don't have bread flour, you can also use unbleached flour. I use both of them, but I get the better results with bread flour. And 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, and 1 cup of lukewarm milk. So just make sure that your liquids are not too hot. It should be a pleasant warm temperature, because the hot temperature would kill the yeast, and then your dough will not rise. So additionally, I have here sourdough discard. I have been using my sourdough discard in this bread while I was testing the dough. So I am going to add this. This is a good way to get rid of the sourdough discard, but if you are not working with sourdough, you really don't need it. And then but if you are going to add sourdough discard, just make sure that it's not too stiff or too runny, because it is going to affect the texture of the bulka. I'm going to do it at the stir for right now until dough is formed, and then increase it slightly. my mixer is really heating up, so I'm gonna stop here. So this is the dough I have in hand. It got really smoothie and stretchy. This is a good indication that this actually is formed, and actually I was looking for this kind of dough. So I'm going to leave this for an hour. It's been an hour since the dough has been resting. It might take more than an hour and less than an hour. It's you just should look for doubling in size. So right now my dough has doubled in size, so I'm going to add raisins. This is puffy. It has a lot of bubbles in it. I'm gonna add 1 cup of regular raisins and half cup of golden raisins. I love this texture. Good now. I'm going to give it a rest another hour. This is how my dough looks at this moment. It's very puffy. So right now I am going to shape it. So I'm gonna divide them to 9 equal parts. So right now I'm gonna divide each part to 3 and then do a simple braid. When you work with your dough, just be very brave. Don't be harsh on your dough, but don't be too gentle with it too. So I'm gonna just do a simple braid here. So I will again stick this side together and tuck it underneath. I have 9 braided bulkas here, and then I'm going to leave it the final proof in this sheet for half an hour or until it doubles in size. I'm gonna preheat the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna beat my egg for egg wash. So I'm gonna beat this until this is well incorporated. My oven is ready and it has risen a little bit more. So I'm gonna prepare it and put it to the oven. And actually the bread are going to rise in the oven again too. So I'm gonna do the egg wash. Sesame also optional, but we love bulka with raisins and sesame seeds. So if you don't like it, you can opt it out. I'm gonna put it in the middle rack, so you know your oven better, and do whatever it works for you with your own oven. By the way, bread is gonna bake. It takes usually 22 to 25 minutes to bake in this degree. So I just check until it is golden brown. Moment of truth. Let's get the bulka out of the oven. Oh my goodness, this is just... Look at this. Just, oh my goodness, I don't even know how to dare to eat this. They are stunning and beautiful. And they even smell better than how they look right now. This is not over yet. Wait until this completely cools down before you break into it. This is like a magic bread. It's airy and light because of the water and yeast mixture. Let me pull it apart for you. Just look at this structure. And it's still hot. I couldn't wait until it completely cools down. And this is that so beautiful inside because of that coloration is beautiful because of egg and milk and other ingredients. And it's slightly sweet, and then there is that so delicious texture, not texture, the taste of mixture of butter and egg and milk, and then there is that complex texture of that fermented yeast, and then the raisin taste is just gives very, very beautiful taste. Thank you so much for watching this video and joining me while making my very favorite bread, childhood bread, bulka. And I hope you like this video, and I hope you will try the recipe. And if you liked watching this video, please give thumbs up and then subscribe my YouTube channel. You can find me from You can find me from my Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube accounts from Garden Plant Lover. And if you try this recipe, please tag me from any of the platforms and use hashtag seasoned with love, and I will find you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye. Peace.
Yes.
Test, test. Ooh, what's that about?